You are now rocking with the BRI. You are now rocking with the BRI. Black people, we do. Black people, we do. Black people, we do. Black people, we do. Check it. You now rocking with the BRI, the illest platform. Let me clarify. The Black Research Institute, to be exact. Where the melanin is popping and we proud to be black. Yeah, bringing up the culture, making it way for black voices to be heard every single day. Giving information that most wouldn't even. Giving inspiration, give you something to believe in. Believe it. Talk about dope black people just achieving. Talk about how far we come and have to go. So tune in to BRI so that you know black lawyers, doctors, businessmen, and women, black success, you listening. Yeah, making a change, taking the stand, bringing awareness to those who don't understand. Black people, we do. Black people, yeah. Black people, we do. Black people, we do. Black people, we do. You are now rocking with the BRI. You are now rocking with the BRI.
Welcome everybody to the BRI, which is the Black Research Institute on Unlimited Sky. See, I try to merge entertainment with information, and the icing on the cake, it's a dope conversation. Ain't no time for the faking, debating, or the hating. I'm trying to hip you all to the moves they be making. They all struggle, but still find a way to make a way. Fight back, count stack, stay black all day. So I seek to supply you all with inspiration, with information to remedy our present situation. By showing you examples of black royalty, and you never have to question my intent or loyalty. We're moving forward with the strength that's supremely kinetic. We're confident, black, unapologetic, instilling self-love is what really we hope. No doubt about it, black people, we dope. We are dope. And I'm back after a very long, well, not very long, but a short hiatus, like 30 days, but I'm back in full effect and got big things happening. But tonight is a very special interview, as you can tell, because it's happening on a Tuesday versus a Monday. But it's a very special interview, and it is something that a lot of people in my generation and maybe 2 generations after me can relate to. It's a contest of who's the best. It's the symbol versus the icon. And it's in the format of a versus. And I have the pleasure tonight of interviewing the 2 brothers who are going to be bringing this event to Gastonia this coming Saturday. And it's a versus with Prince versus Michael Jackson. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the people that's responsible for this. First off is a young brother who practically grew up right beside me, man. Like literally right next door. Know his family and everybody. Turned out to be a great musician, a great DJ. Used to try to dance. He thought he was better than me, but he wasn't. But anyway, he turned out to be a great young man. Let me introduce you to DJ Taz Enfy. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's happening? Hey, and for the record, I still think I can outdance you. I'm just throwing that out there. I still got the moves. I still got them. I test them every now and then just to make sure I do.
And then you wake up and you got to put some icy hot on.
100%.
Yeah, man. So look, man, you in here. I'm going to introduce, the brother who actually came to me about the event and told me what y'all was doing. But I want to make sure that people know that, me and you, we car seat people. Like we go all the way back to the car seat. You know what I mean? Like, we go back, man.
You inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Before I heard dope MCs on the radio, my next door neighbor was a dope MC.
I
You know what
that.
I'm saying? So
Hey,
yeah.
hey, but little be known, right? It was your father and your uncle who really got me into music. It was Dean. It was Dean's daddy and your daddy.
Yeah.
Right? Because when I lived on Parish Drive, I walked in Dean's house and they daddy had a full-fledged pearl drum set in the living room. Black pearl drum set, about 18 piece. And from that point on, I was amazed. And then I moved to Ebenezer and come to your house, and your daddy got the bass and all the music stuff. It's like, you know, so little be known, those were the two people that really like, yo, I want to do that. You know
I
mean?
I had no choice but to be dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was raised up under it. You know what I mean? My whole knowledge of the 70s is my pop. My whole knowledge of the 80s is my sister. I'm always give her credit. Okay. And I'm gonna speak on her more as we get into this too.
Okay, so now let's introduce, you know, the creator of this verses and you know what I mean. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce y'all to DJ Tony Cutlass.
What's up, fellas? What's up, everybody? Good to see y'all, man.
Hey, good to see you.
All time.
So first and foremost, like I have history with Chad. I have very limited history with Tony because, you know, they lived in Northwoods. They thought they was better than everybody else. You know what I mean? So, but when I came back home, man, we connected and we've been vibing ever since. Good brother. Very good musical knowledge. You know what I mean?
100%.
And just a great brother, man. I remember going into a shop one night. He was like, "Yo, come into the shop," and we was in the shop, and he was like, "Yo, get on the mic." I about half lit. We had a bottle. We was up in there just vibing. You know what I mean? So, Tony, man, thank you for doing this interview because I think like for us, and we talked about this earlier. For us, me, you as well, Chad. We grew up half of our life when we didn't have a black radio station.
100%. Yes.
Right. So Prince and Michael Jackson were basically it for us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I mean? They were black and they were hot. You know what I mean? So when Tony came to me with an idea, I was like, yo, ain't too many people would touch it. Right? Like, ain't too many people gonna touch that. Like, so Tony, what made you come up with that?
Man, you know how it be when you're on Facebook, you chiming in, you know, touching on certain things, man, when it comes to music, you know, Versus been real hot, and that's been a platform for everybody to comment on as far as whatever the latest Versus was, how good or bad it was, which artist won, which artist played the wrong song, which made them lose, and they should have won. You know what I'm saying? So with Versus being so trendy, man, I actually had put it out there. It was a while back ago, man. And what happened this year was it just came up in my memory. Like, you know how you have your memories of whatever your past posts were. And I reposted it, I reshared it. And I was thankful that when not only did Taz chime in on it, he loved it, he commented, and he called. And all he was saying was like, yo, first of all, what's up, this, that, and the third. And then the next thing he said was, I'm in. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, yo, man, if I would have had to choose, and any other DJs that see this is a disclaimer. You know y'all my guys. You know I ain't the one on the comparison. You know I big up everybody.
DJ
you know
Love.
What I'm saying? The difference though with Chad is that Chad was more of a mentor with me seeing him do this first. You know, seeing him rock parties with turntables that wasn't 1200s, crates of vinyl, you know what I'm saying, before Serato. And so for him to reach out and chime in and say, I'm in, it was dope because when I put it out before the first time, nobody really chimed in. It was the people that talked about it, but nobody was willing to say, all right, I'll take Prince. Because I let it be known I'm taking Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And when Chad called, it was just like, oh man, this might really be it. Like I had to wait on it for, about a year or two. But, finally, man, with the one that out of all that I would have preferred to do this with, I didn't have to ask him. He called and volunteered. So yeah, that's how it came about, man.
Hey man, when y'all doing something like this, right? First of all, you are doing a verses with two of probably the most iconic pop, so whatever you want to call them, because
you started it off and you said the symbol versus the icon. Like the symbol ain't an icon, you know what I mean? But I'll let that slide. You said the symbol versus the icon. Like there's only one icon in this thing. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, and I heard it. I didn't want to interrupt your introduction, but I want to be like, what are you talking about?
No, hold on. I didn't mean it like that though. It was easy for me to say the symbol because that's what Prince went by for.
I get, I get.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and let's keep it real. The white glove is iconic.
It is.
You know what I mean?
That's really why. That's a big reason why I wanted to do this, because I knew he was going to take Mike once he put it up. I knew I was going to take Prince. So once it come up, before anybody else even caught hold of it, I hit him like, "Hey, I want that, and I want Prince." But I want it because I think that the glove is iconic, the moonwalk is iconic. You know what I'm saying? But the music of Prince, just the music, like I could say purple, I could say the purple. You know what I mean, and things like that. But just the music of Prince stands out above all the gimmicks.
Okay, so now.
Wait a minute, hold on.
There we go.
Hold on. I gotta check
all the gimmicks. All the gimmicks.
Okay. So the moonwalk and the glove was just a part of it. Like if it was a meal, the moonwalk and the glove is the French fries, homie. Michael Jackson music was the burger.
No. The moonwalk and the glove was the steak. You know what I'm saying? The music was the shrimp, like it was still a meat.
Oh no!
It was still a meat. But what made him the icon was the gimmicks for the pop part. That's what created the pop of it. You know what I mean? Was all the gimmicks that came with it.
Hold on, Chad. Let me address that though, right? So you don't think the butt out jeans, the high heels with the that ain't gimmicky?
Hey, that was Prince.
But
that was Prince.
The white glove
that may have been something that was gimmicky for us, but that was who that man was. You know what I mean? Like that's just who he was.
I say this, I would love to go back to Prince's high school days with pictures of him and see how he dressed back then.
He was okay. I'm glad you said that. The very first public show that he ever done during controversy, he had on a bikini, like the bikini draws, the Speedos. You know what I mean? That was the very first show he did. He was out there from the very first introduction of who he was. The very first introduction.
So, but you don't think that was? You think that was him? That wasn't him.
I think he was a weirdo in the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? I think he was a weirdo in the very beginning.
So why can't you give Michael Jackson that same, leverage? The glove, the dress. Why can't you give him
that all formed? And like me and Tone had talked one other time. And my thing is, now let's get this straight. Mike is Mike. You understand? Like I'm not taking away from him. This is just for what this versus is. Now, although I'm not taking away from him, I'm not putting him above Prince. That's just bottom line. But one of the bigger things is he was a Frankenstein. You don't understand what I'm saying? He was built. You know what I'm saying? He was created. A lot of that you got to give Quincy Jones some credit. You got to give Rod Temperton some credit. You know what I'm saying? You got to give a lot of people credit for creating this machine that it was. Prince was the machine.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Now, Tony. Now, to that Mike being put together. What do you say?
Joe, you got to give Joe some credit too.
What you say?
Okay, we gonna give Joe some credit. We gonna give Prince Daddy some credit too. He was a jazz pianist. Prince said that's where he got his motivation from. Sneaking into the clubs that he wasn't supposed to be in, where his daddy was playing, just to hear the music. So of course, you know, if we gonna give Joe credit and say that Joe made Michael Frankenstein, well, Prince's father made his son a Frankenstein too.
I wonder if Prince was getting his butt whooped like that to practice and to perform. You understand? I think that was built in him, like it was already in him.
Right. Well, he probably wasn't. That's probably why he could have his butt out with them Speedos and thongs on, because he ain't had no childhood bruises. You know what I'm saying? So he probably did. But here's the deal.
Hey, put a point on the board for Tony right
there. Nah, but so when it comes to Michael Jackson and him being put together, first of all, you cannot necessarily be put together and then just become so world renowned for what you do if that gift wasn't already inside of you. So the difference with where I want to contradict what you're saying is when it comes to Quincy Jones, I know the origin on how Quincy Jones connected with Mike and why. First of all, when Mike left from his, actually when they transitioned from Motown to Epic, it was Gamble and Huff that got them, which show you the way to go and things of that sort. Then Mike gets his opportunity. Most major opportunity of his career at the time, and that was to start in a major movie, The Wiz. So what happened was, as we all know, Quincy did the score for The Wiz and whatever else that he had his hands on. I'm not sure if he was the actual producer or director or anything like that, but Quincy was on deck and he was there. And what he said he noticed about Michael Jackson was that Michael Jackson was the first on the set every morning. Michael Jackson beat everybody there by 2 hours to get his makeup done. Work ethic that caught his eye. Then he noticed that Michael Jackson not only had perfected and knew his lines, he knew every other character's lines. And Quincy was like, what is it about this kid at 19 years old, you getting up, having this kind of work ethic, and you know not only your own part, but everybody else's. It was at that point, and I can show you and send you the link to the story of Michael Jackson from Motown to Off the Wall that tells this story. And it's Quincy saying verbatim, if this young man has this kind of work ethic as an actor, and he really ain't an actor, I would love to get with him and take the music to the next level. So it wasn't Michael asking Quincy, will you produce me? It was Quincy saying, I see something in you and I'm going to take it to the next level.
The proof is in the credits.
The
proof is in the credits. The movies, the music, go to the credits and look at the list of producers and writers and movies as well. Then go to Prince. Go to Purple Rain. The movie, not the soundtrack, the movie. Go to the credits. Then go to the music. Go to the credits. This is solely one man. One man.
Hey, but Chad, though, I don't think that you take it into account. You have Minneapolis and you have Indiana. Right? So Prince sort of grew up around music and the music business. That's right. He's surrounded by it. He's surrounded by it. And from the very beginning of Prince's career, he always wanted to be independent. Always wanted to be independent. Whereas Mike, he wasn't really interested in the business side of it. He just wanted to entertain. He got interested in the business side of it once he got into the business and seeing what they were doing to artists. You know,
now, what you just said, entertain. Now, hands down, I never take anything away from Mike as an entertainer. Ever.
But he can sing.
Prince, there is no one that I can compare as an artist. That word in capital letters, as an artist, as Prince. You got to think of so many musicians and so many artists and so many singers to this day that are still collecting money off of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he became bigger than him. Like, in the studio, he can be in the studio alone and create an album for himself, create an album for The Time, for Apollonia 6, for Vanity, for the Bangles, for Sinead O'Connor, for Shaka Khan. Can you say the same about Mike? I'm just asking. Now, if you can tell me. Maybe it's something I missed, because I know Tony is well in depth with a lot of the backstory. Maybe I'm missing something. But if you put Mike in the studio by himself, would he still be the same Mike?
Of course.
You really think so?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why I could think so. Because he know exactly what he wants. Now, I'm gonna have to pull Ron Finster into this, like when it comes to production and stuff like that. We all know that Ron was a ghost producer for Dr. Dre. Mm-hmm. Because Dr. Dre could not play as eloquently as Ron, that does not mean that Dr. Dre did not know what he was hearing in his mind to tell Ron to play.
What you just said, that take away from what I asked. I asked if you put Mike in the studio by himself, not with anyone to say, hey, this is what I want you to do, and I want you to go, like, no one beside him in the studio by himself, would there still be a Thriller? Would they still be a Bad? Would there still be a Show Me the Way to Go? With Prince, there will still be a Controversy. There will still be a 1999. You know what I'm saying? By himself. There will still be of The Time. What time is it? There will still be a Sheila E. Glamorous Life.
But Chad, all those albums that you name, and this is once again in Michael Jackson's offense, all those albums and all those artists that you name still don't equivalent to 1 billion records sold.
And a lot of that came from The Glove and The Moonwalk.
No way, man.
I'm telling you, that's what changed things. Because I'm gonna tell you,
too much of a genius to say that, bro.
Hey, look, because I being a genius, I'm gonna tell you this: his holy grail, Holy Grail is Off the Wall. Now, if Off the Wall is the holy grail.
Hold on, Chad.
And wait. But with Off the Wall, there was no glove, there was no moonwalk. It was just beautiful music, great music, classic music. And at the time of Off the Wall, Mike wasn't the Mike that we talking about now. This is Black Mike. You know what I'm saying? Black Mike, when he was Black Mike, he was not this icon, billion records. He became the billion records when he started changing colors, when he started putting the glove on, when he started doing the moonwalk. That's when he became the billion. That's why I'm not taking away from the music, but I'm saying it wasn't all the music, because at that time, go ahead.
Maybe he became a world-renowned pop star because people in Kazakhstan and Australia recognize that this Negro is the greatest entertainer and performer and can dance and sing at the same time that we have ever seen.
Was I'm Bad better than Living Off the Wall to you? Was I'm Bad, or even Thriller, better than Living Off the Wall or Enjoy Yourself?
It was Michael. That was where Michael Jackson was as an artist at that time. Remember, Jay-Z said, if you want my old stuff, go get my old album. Mm-hmm. But as an artist, you have every right to evolve into what you are. And when you're a prodigy, when you have the mind of a prodigy, musically, you're going to change. That's why all of his music sounded like it was before its time. Nobody else during the time, even with as great as I Want to Be Your Lover is as a song. I just want to pull that one because that's a juggernaut Prince song. It still did not sound sonically like Michael Jackson's music. Any song from Off the Wall, it just didn't sound like that. You know what I'm saying? Compare it. Go listen to Remember the Time, which came out, I believe, in 1991. And then listen to all the other music from 1991. Check the difference out. So I'm saying, so to answer your question, the reason why I like those songs differently is because of where I was at in life. You talk about Michael Jackson being my favorite. So, of course, I'm going to gravitate to the Off the Wall because that was when I was discovering that I really, really like Michael Jackson. Jackson 5, Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? But as I grew with Michael Jackson as an artist, you know what I'm saying? Though those songs were extremely popular, you know what I'm saying? Those were great bodies of work, man.
Oh, great work.
So they're hard to compare. It's kind of like saying which kid you like the best, your son or your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I think Prince had a similar progression though, Chad. Like from Why You Want to Treat Me So Bad to Diamonds and Pearls is definitely different.
Hey, and I understand the progression, but the thing is, it was his progression. Like the progression of Mike came from switching from Gamble and Huff to Rod Temperton and adding Quincy Jones into the play. Like it was who was ever around him that changed who he was. Prince just progressed as an artist. He just progressed as an artist. Like I don't need anyone in here. This is who I continue to progress to as my own artist.
Would you agree that James Brown is probably one of the most top 10 soul artists ever?
Top 3. He's number one.
Top 3. And see, and we gonna go to this one later. I hope that this is a good event because we're gonna go to this later because my number one is George Clinton. But go ahead.
Hold on. So you saying after Michael Jackson and Prince that you'll be with?
No.
Okay.
Hey, we jumping the gun, ain't we?
Yeah. So we all in agreement that James Brown is top 3, right?
Yeah. Maybe right, top 2.
Yeah.
James Brown didn't play one instrument. He didn't play one instrument, not one.
Okay, now that's a very, 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 very good point. But now let me ask you this: Do you think that Michael Jackson was in the studio, James Brown, and like James Brown would tell you, it'd be like 1-on-1?
Yeah.
Do you think Mike was in there with Quincy doing that?
I can tell you this. There's a movie out that my wife saw. I think it was called Triumph with Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. The Triumph movie. And the whole movie was him telling the musicians how he wants stuff to be played. How he wanted to be played. The whole movie. Yeah.
You got to watch This Is It. You got to watch This Is It.
And it's funny because George Clinton didn't play any instruments either.
Exactly. Like to be an artist, I don't believe, like as an MC, I don't play an instrument. I don't play
as a DJ, I don't
play an instrument. But the way that you put things together is unique to you. Mm-hmm. Right? It's totally you. And if people resonate with that, you know what I mean? It is what it is. That's why I like this battle, because it's really a battle of opposites.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you another thing that puts Prince above. I said I was gonna bring my sister up later. This is what puts Prince above. This is what it is, because I was able to grow with Prince. I was able to relate to Prince. The If I Was Your Girlfriend and the I Adore Yous and the things like that. Like he helped me grow into manhood. The thing with Mike never got grown. You know what I'm saying? Mike still stayed in Never Neverland. And it was like, I'm grown now. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I've been with my lady at the times, there was never a Mike song that I was like, girl, let me put this on and set the mood. You understand what I'm saying? He never took me there. Like, Prince grew with me. Like, you gonna see Saturday. there's going to be songs that everything ain't. You know what I'm saying? There's going the slow when it's time to slow it down. He ain't there because he was too fragile for that.
I got some of them too, but go ahead. No, you know what the difference. Nah, the
He was a little
difference.
too fragile for that. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, that's yucky.
Oh my God. Ooh, hey, Denarius, give him a point for that.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hey.
And I got out of that yucky stage, and Prince took me there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm prepared for them. You better study your opponent in any kind of, rivalry and competition. And so I'm very well aware, and I have a great expectation of the songs that I think will be played. I'm almost certain that I'm about 95% right. The song will be that what I got in mind will be played. I think the other 5% is gonna be the surprises of the night to wow the people and even me. Hopefully I could do the same. But Mike, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now let me tell y'all both something, right? Like this event is more so like a nostalgia event.
100%.
Like it's a nostalgia event. So y'all gonna be coming out with songs that people probably ain't heard since they were in high school. Yeah. And it's gonna bring back memories of what they was doing when they heard that song. It's a very nostalgic event, man. And that's why I'm proud of both of you. I'm extremely proud of both of you for bringing this, because the last 2 years we didn't have, man, this just been not fun.
Right. Well, yeah, we still, people be like, we outside, but we still officially ain't outside. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing with the nostalgia is a good point, because what's real now, I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna have to be on my toes about in it is anytime you bring Jackson 5, that's when it's gonna be the heat is on for me, is when the Jackson 5, and I said I'll talk about my sister. It's like, because my recollection of Mike, I went to see Mike the Can You Feel It tour. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I went with my parents, me, my sister, my mom, my dad. We went to see Rick James open up, of all people. But I remember he did the Can You Feel It? That was with the video, the first video on the screen. I'm like 6-7 years old. I'm amazed. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on here? Because on the video, they giants and they sprinkling stuff on the world and stuff. It was just crazy. But as I progressed, my sister got into Prince. And I used to always steal her albums. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is my admiration for Prince. Nicole Spriggs plays a huge part in. You know what I'm saying? Like, those were her records that she used to fight me, and I'd go run and tell mom and daddy, and she'd come in there and be like, "Tell him to leave my records alone." Then, you know what I'm saying? Like, and
that's dope.
Yeah, but this true story. I wish she watching. I know she ain't, but I'm hope she watching. All that was her. But I say all that to say the progression. Like, as I got older, my ears start changing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like my ears start changing, and I'm like, this guy is just somebody special. You know what I mean? I mean, from Lady Cab Driver to Lady Cab Drivers. That's still one of mine.
I like that too. I like that one too.
That's still one.
It's a banger.
You know what though? Lady Cab Driver is really the guitar lick of what? What guitar lick is it? He used it again.
Probably have something with the time.
777.
It's the same guitar lick that he used in Lady Cab Driver.
Hey, and he also laid one of the illest drum
beats.
Layout beats, because that's Prince on the drums on What's your phone number?
That's Prince on a DMX, the drum machine. He programmed that on the drum machine.
Well, however he done it.
Yeah. No,
You know?
that ain't him. That's really Jelly Bean on the 777.
No,
That's
no.
I'm telling you.
Hey, Prince, the beginning with the symbol, that's Prince.
Chad, I'm telling you.
Prince
programmed it on the DMX. He programmed it on the DMX as a reference. And Jelly Bean played it. Jelly Bean actually played it. So Prince programmed it on DMX the way he wanted it to go. Similar to what you were saying about, artists saying, I want it to go like this. Prince was proficient with the drum machine at the time. He was real proficient. If you notice, most of his music when we were growing up was more electronic than anything. Let me say this: synthesized.
That was the 80s sound, though. The 80s
right.
was
synthesized. Right. So he became proficient with it. Him being a music.
Why did he come proficient with it? Why do you think? It ain't no right or wrong, but why do you think he became proficient with it?
I think he was a progressive. I think he knew what the future was, and I knew where he thought he knew where it was going, and he decided to use the tool that the future was bringing. I
think he had influence, assistance, and potentially a great deal of help from Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. We can't forget about their input in the early days of the time, even though they got fired. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at what they were able to do outside of Prince, clearly showed that they ain't need him.
Oh, no. Now, I 100% disagree. Now, I won't say that they didn't have a successful career after him, but their career was solidified by the symbol. You know what I'm saying? Like that's sitting in the studio with the great one. You know what I'm saying? That's being able to sit in the studio and be able to feed off of the great. Like, Scotty Edwards, salute. DJ Shure, salute. You can't hang around them guys too long without rubbing some of that off of you. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you do as well. There's still things that I do to this day that I stole from DJ Shure to this day. So I'm not saying that they didn't become great later on, but a lot of that greatness became from sitting in the studio with the great one.
They became great soon as they left Prince.
Now he was stingy.
The SOS band, their first album is proof positive of that. And when they hit the road, when they hit the ground, they hit the ground running. So the thing is,
you think their discography is better than Prince?
Do I think their discography is?
Yeah. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis layout. And I mean, you can include you can include Janet, you can include whoever that they work with, their discography. You think it's better than Prince?
I don't think it's much difference. I don't think it's much difference. See, this is the thing about it. They still alive. We're going to idolize Prince now that he's not with us.
I idolized Prince while he was here.
Well, I ain't saying you did. I'm talking about in general, that's what people do. Whenever the person that they love that was pretty good at one time, when they transition, no one tops them at all. That's just kind of like the general thing.
On a ticket for a concert, me, DJ Best Kept, and Snap went to see Prince. And you got to think of how long ago that was and how money has changed. You know what I mean? Like $100 ain't $100 now. $200 ain't $200 now. You know what I mean? We spent $250 to go see that man. That was damn near like paying $500 a day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was just a different animal. And I know this is for verses, so I don't want it to be like I'm dissing Mike. But now,
you are.
Okay, no, because hey, look, and I was
Yeah,
about
because
to,
you said
hey, look,
Mike,
I was
it's the
about to throw a
that
baby
made it
diss out
possible.
there. After I was about to say it ain't like I'm dissing Mike, I'm about to kind of throw a baby diss out there.
And
But
he
my-
disagreed. Tony
Yeah.
disagrees, you know?
and I told him this. This is what I told him when we talked about it. Regardless of, they could both have 1,000 songs. We got to break down 20.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but the thing is, after Off the Wall, I don't fear Mike. I'm saying that's Jackson 5. That's the Jackson 5 work, Victory, and all that, and Off the Wall. From that point on, anything that you play after that, I don't fear it.
But I think that's because of where you were in your life after that. When Mike was doing the Beat It and the
I've never been a fan of that stuff.
No, what I'm saying is you wasn't a fan of it.
Though. It's okay.
Because
it was only 1 billion more people that were.
And that, but see, that's when the glove, and you understand, that's when the persona.
No, I don't understand.
I'm gonna tell you.
No, I don't. That's
what made Mike. I'm gonna tell you what made Mike. When I grew up, when I was growing up, like Deanie said, at the time, we don't have, we don't have black entertainment. We don't have any of that. What created him was MTV. MTV created Mike. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I will say this: MTV didn't create Mike.
They created
MTV. It was because of Mike that MTV.
Hold on. Mike had been putting work in since the late 60s. The MTV didn't come out until 82, 84.
But see, what you're saying, I'm not disagreeing with. But that's Black Mike. You understand?
Right.
I'm not. Black Mike was my guy. You understand? I can never take away from Black Mike. After Black Mike, me and Mike wasn't the same no more. But I understand he sold 1 billion. I'm not, but this Versus ain't about the 1 billion records that he sold. And this is going to be 99.999% black people in this place. They remember Black Mike.
Right.
Beat it and Thriller and all that. Yeah, that's cool, and they're gonna be all. But I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be stuff like Enjoy Yourself and things like that that's really gonna move. That's what
it is. But here's the thing.
Hold up. Chad, you think you slick too? You think you slick? I saw what you just did. You just gave out his a lineup that may be possible.
I'm telling you the songs that I'm nervous about. Like, these are the ones that I'm nervous about. I'm telling you, anytime that he brings out Black Prince, and I've already been putting my playlist together, prepared for comebacks of Black Mike.
Okay.
You understand? Okay. Anytime I hear a Black Mike song, I'm in here like, damn, when he played Black Mike, I got to do this. You understand? Because that's a different animal for me. Like, I just feel like Black Mike is when he was a threat. Without the glove. Take that glove off. The Jerry curl, give me the fro, the wide nose. When that Mike comes out, that's when I'm like, oh boy, it's time to. That's before the 1 billion. That's before the 1 billion.
Okay.
That's before the moonwalk. When you bring that Mike, then I'm nervous.
I have a question for both of you. And you can answer one at a time. I have a question for you. And yeah, honest, musically, don't be a fan. Okay. Don't be a fan. Be a music connoisseur. And yeah, honest music connoisseur opinion. Who do you think was more impactful?
Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Michael Jackson. Oh no,
not only as an entertainer, because you saying that as an entertainer. I'm saying as musically, who was more impactful?
Prince.
Michael Jackson.
Prince. And you tell me why, and I tell you why. Why you saying Mike?
Michael Jackson, Tony?
Because I'm saying Mike for the very reason that he gets villainized for. Michael Jackson gets villainized for being the greatest entertainer ever. the king of pop, world renowned, billions and billions of over a billion. I don't want to exaggerate. Over a billion albums. So he get villainized for that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't his fault that his greatness extended to the ends of the world. So yeah, the difference between Michael Jackson and Prince, even personality-wise, Prince was an introverted person. He was a Gemini, true Gemini. I'm not stoning him for that. That was his personality and character. Like if he was just in one of them moods, like, "Hey Prince, how you doing? It's good to see you." I don't want to talk. Like that's Prince. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson was extroverted. He wanted to heal the world. He wanted to free Willie. He wanted to hug everybody and sign autographs.
You talking about the Mike that lived in COVID before COVID?
Yeah, that Mike.
That Mike that covered up his whole face. That Mike. Okay.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But Mike had power. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this too. Prince, his rise, and he had a great elevation because they were trading blows. When you looking at the, Just As Long As We're Together, then Off the Wall comes out, then Controversy 1999, then Thriller comes out. So they trading blows, this, that, and the third. But Prince never got the power Mike got. The power Prince got, he had to drop a movie. Before Prince's movie and after Prince's movie, we never saw a world premiere Prince video. They will break TV to show a new Michael Jackson video. It's just power. And he gets villainized for that. Same thing as even with LeBron James. But we ain't going to talk about LeBron James, but it's the same thing.
I'm a LeBron fan, so I get it.
Right, I know. But what I'm saying is he gets villainized for having power and cachet. You know what I'm saying? But that power and cachet was earned. You're talking about from 1965 all the way to about 1982, 83 when Thriller dropped. He was already 20 years in the game.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
But what you everything that you explained, I agree 100%. But at the same time, that's not what Denny asked. Because when he first asked who was more impactful, I said Michael Jackson. For every reason that you just said, I agree 100%. He was definitely impactful. But you didn't talk about music. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. Everything that you said is completely right. The music of Prince was so impactful that his music is no longer just Prince music. There is 10 plus artists right now who have Prince to thank for their hits. They're who he came to get them hits. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. That's what I was saying before. Mike can't say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he can.
Who? What?
See, this is the thing about
it. Maybe butterflies.
No. See, it's the opposite, but the same. See, what Prince was able to do for other artists, Michael Jackson did it for producers. He leveled up the producer. Okay,
that's good. That's a reach. That's a reach, but I like it. But it's not a reach.
No, I can back it up. I already got the support to back up what I'm saying. Before I said it, it's calculated. It's chess. It ain't chess.
It better be, because right now I ain't feeling
it. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you, bro. I'm gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, no cut, no chaser. What other artists did Quincy Jones produce for that got 8 Grammys?
But now that don't mean.
So hold on.
Nobody.
Why you
but the thing is, you still had to include somebody.
Listen to the point I'm making. Listen to the point I'm making. Would Phil Jackson be a great coach without Scotty and Mike? Without Kobe and Shaq? They made Phil a great coach.
Okay, but now
because when he didn't have
flip that around. Would Mike still be a great player without Phil?
I mean,
that's the difference. That's the difference.
Mike still gonna be dominant.
Prince didn't need anybody to still be Michael Jackson. The J with the Jackson. Not
Listen. No, listen. You never
Jordan.
answered the question. No, you never answered the question because we know what Quincy Jones' body of work is. But I'm gonna go even further than that because Stevie Wonder produced for Michael Jackson. Rod Temperton had his own group. Why the hell couldn't Rod Temperton take Heat Wave to 4-5 Grammy status?
because they wasn't wearing black, or they wasn't wearing glittery gloves, and they wasn't doing the moonwalk. That's the whole thing.
Look,
Because
hold on.
are you going
Before the
to
glittery
tell
glove.
me the Heat Wave didn't have great music?
They had great music. Listen what I'm saying. Before the glittery glove, Heat Wave had their opportunity to even take Rock With You. They turned it down. Michael turned it into a hit. So what is it then? It's not that the producer is making the artist great. It's the artist that's making the producer greater.
So Quincy Jones didn't produce anybody else that was great,
He didn't produce anybody else that got 8 Grammys.
and he didn't produce anybody else.
He didn't produce
anybody else that skin didn't turn white and didn't put on the glove.
That was a
and
disease.
Knew how to do
It was a disease.
That is
It was a
very
disease.
important.
I get it.
You gotta really.
get it.
That's very important. Like we can ignore it and we can act like it's not. But when we're talking about sales. When we're talking about sales, the reason that the Heat Waves that you're talking about and the Stevie Wonders and all those that Quincy Jones laid his hands on didn't do the same is because of the gimmicks behind it. That he put out great music. Heat Wave is one of the most slept on groups ever. And if you would have gave Foster Silver a glove and taught him how to dance, it might have been a different story as well.
He couldn't outsing him.
I get it. It's a nice hypothetical. Same as, okay, so that's like saying if the DeBarge family wasn't on drugs, maybe they would have done better. Look,
but that's true. That's true.
Right. I know. We can say that looking back, but we ain't talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Because the bottom line is nobody bought a Michael Jackson album listening for a glove. They were listening for the song.
When Bad came out, they bought Bad for the song.
You can't hear a glove. You can't hear a glove in the track.
Hey, look, when Thriller came out, they bought Thriller for this.
Hey, but
They bought Thriller for that. That's what they bought Thriller for.
You know what though? I can say this though, right? I think both of them had a little gimmick with them because Prince tried to sell the butt out jeans and didn't.
But he gave you the. But the thing is, written, produced, and arranged by.
Okay, wait a minute though. Wait a minute.
Written, produced, and arranged by.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna give you two things, right? I'm gonna give you two things. Like some people just have a voice; they can sing real well. You love Luther Vandross. Luther didn't write nothing. He didn't write not one thing. You love Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston didn't write nothing. But you cannot deny that these two people are the greatest of all time in their profession.
No argument.
And they didn't play one instrument. They didn't write anything. Just because, me personally, just because you don't write it, wait a minute, you are a fan of Drake. You love Drake. You love him.
Yes.
And you know he got ghostwriters.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, look, we're gonna spend just a second on this. But I'm gonna tell you what. Maybe, but I think it's 10% of his music. I think maybe 10%. I honestly think that Drake got ghostwriters to dumb him down. Drake is a lyricist. Drake is, if you go back to when Drake was dealing with Fonte and Slack of the Beat Child in Canada, when he was dealing with them, he was a straight up MC, and he still shows you that MC side of him. But the dumbed down part, I don't think he was able to do. And if you the reference track is the one where he's like, I can tell you're not a rapper. Something, but it was a slow flow. You know what I'm saying? I think he got ghostwriters to dumb him down. But when it's time to spit, I think it's all Drake. But go ahead, because this ain't about Drake.
But to use that analogy, Michael Jackson, 20 years in the game. He ain't out on the street. He ain't got his ear to the street. So he used producers to take him to the next level, just like Drake used ghostwriters to take him to the next level.
But Prince didn't have to do that.
No.
The same way you talked about when you brought up the Luther and the Whitney, which is true, but you're talking about a guy who has the voice, who any instrument that you put in his face, he can play. Any production that you need, he can produce. Any song arrangement that you need, he can do. When you got everything that makes a person great inside of one man, everything, like whatever, take whatever artist that you want to take and tell me what you think is great about them. It's a piece of Prince. You understand? If you say they the greatest singer, you talking about Quincy Jones. You talk about him as a Prince is a Quincy Jones type of producer. You understand?
No, he's not.
Like,
no, he's not. No, Prince is who he is. There's nobody that's like Quincy Jones.
I can say
Just look at his body of work. We can't lump them together like that. There's no way.
I can say this about Prince. He's a good producer. He's a good writer. He's a good artist.
He's a great.
No, he's great.
All
he's great.
But
all of them.
But this is the thing, though, Chad. I can say this with all that talent. Nobody that he ever produced ever went platinum. Nobody.
The time Sheila E. never went platinum.
Never.
I'm gonna have to check all that. I'm using my phone, so I can't check that. But I'm gonna check that, and I'm gonna get back with you because I don't believe that.
I mean, first of all, let's be real. To go platinum back then was hard. That was a hard feat.
Actually, I thought it was easier.
Because remember, to go
the only way you can have the music back then is if you bought it.
You bought it, and in order for you to go platinum, it wasn't platinum singles; it was platinum albums.
Okay, now that. Okay, now that.
And albums were $15 back then. You know what I mean? You know, it was hard to go platinum back then. It was hard. What made it easier to go platinum was a transition to CDs. Because the price got cheaper. So now you have more. If you notice, more artists start going platinum when the CD transition came into play. Right. So what I'm saying is, it's just this battle or this versus is just like it ain't Goliath versus David. It's more like Goliath versus
Goliath,
his brother. You know what
I mean?
Yeah. Might be like Goliath versus Samson or something like that.
Yeah,
something crazy. It's just that big. It is. It really is. It's just that big. But again, I'm still waiting to hear what artist Quincy Jones produced for that got 8 Grammys.
But see, the thing is, once again, when I'm talking about Prince, I'm talking about Prince. You understand? When I'm talking about Prince, I'm talking about Prince. You got to talk about Quincy. You got to talk about Rod. You got to talk about Stevie. You got to talk about so many other people when you're talking about Mike. This is just Prince alone. That's what I'm saying. This is Jordan facing LeBron, KD, Steph, all on another team. But this is Prince. This is Prince alone. This is Prince alone with the rock, handling the rock.
Hold on. This is LeBron facing Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, and Magic. LeBron is the best player ever.
We're gonna have to get into that too. I can't understand because I am a LeBron fan. I'm in the fan club. I'm in the fan club, but there's only one to go.
And let's be honest about
Ain't nothing wrong
too.
with being second. Ain't nothing wrong with being second.
Okay.
Yeah, true. Prince did do a lot of stuff on his own. You know what I'm saying? But we can't act like he didn't have no other engineers, no other people who would mix and master. We can't do that. Just because Prince may have been a little bit more studio savvy, that only meant that because he had an ability to play an instrument, he knew how to record it properly.
Knew how to play instruments. That's at the end of that.
He knew, well, okay, he did know how to play instruments. And the truth of the matter is a lot of people will even attest and say, well, since he played so many instruments, that's part of what made him greater than Michael Jackson. But really after the drums, bass, keyboards, and the lead guitar, I don't give a damn about Prince being able to play a piccolo.
But damn, you
I
just
ain't never
named
had-
four. You just named 4 instruments, though.
That's right. I'm saying. No, but what I'm saying is every instrument that I name are the instruments that we hear on his hit records. I didn't hear a bagpipe on Purple Rain, but he could probably play a bagpipe.
I'm sure he
Kudos to
could.
Prince. Well, guess what? I can cook on the grill and in the kitchen, but nobody knows me for that. They know me for the other things that I do. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't make me greater than anybody else that does what I do, because I can say, okay, well, in addition to me doing that, I can also cook. Does that count?
Hey, but see, the difference of that is one that's taking ingredients and making a cake and getting icing and actually making it from scratch. Like my mom makes a strawberry cake, and the icing when you the icing got the little strawberry pieces in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the icing. And then there's somebody else that'll go get Duncan Hines and go get the icing and lay it on top and compare the two. But there's no comparison.
Those can't be compared.
They can't be compared, and that's what it is. This man creates everything he makes from scratch.
Time out.
He creates everything he makes from scratch.
Time out, though, Chad. You can't compare it because the decision lies in the taste. The decision lies. So
if Duncan Hines tastes better, it's like, well, that's better.
Nah, they're not.
It's better.
But it ain't yours.
It don't matter. It don't listen. Ain't nobody listen to a Michael Jackson record and saying, "Oh, that's Ron Jergensen back there," or "That's Jimmy." Because you are a DJ. That's why you are a DJ. You look at credits. You look at producers. Most people, when they look at an album, they looking at the album cover for the cover. They ain't looking at for people who produce it.
All right, so I'm asking you, Danny, because I asked Tony. So,
okay,
do you think that Thriller and Bad and all that is some of Mike's best work?
I'm more of I can say yeah. Let me tell you why. I love Off the Wall. Off the Wall is definitely my favorite Michael Jackson album, right? Like
Holy Grail.
I think it resonates with me, right? But
if he play all 20 of his songs out of off the wall, I'm in trouble.
So, but I also recognize that. but I also recognize, Chad, that Taz. I like to call you. I know
you call. Hey, this is KM, and KM better show up too, because this is KM. KM better show up. But go ahead.
But I also recognize that, like, both of them as young artists, they had a way that they looked at the world and the way that they expressed the world. And then there's a progression, right? Now you gotta look at Michael Jackson moving from Indiana to Hollywood, trying to do his music thing and what he is surrounded by, whereas Prince has always been centralized in Indianapolis.
Breaking news. Let me help you with something. Because I know Prince was great. But you know what I'm saying, we can't say that he Lamborghini if he just a Corvette. He a little red Corvette, not Lamborghini. Right. So, unable to secure a recording contract, Moon brought the tape to Owen Hunsney, a Minneapolis businessman who signed Prince at age 19 to a management contract and helped them create a demo at Sound 80 Studios in Minneapolis with producer David Z. So Prince didn't produce everything by himself from beginning to end of his career. He did quite a bit, but it wasn't everything. He had help too. So he had his Quincy Joneses and Rod Temperton too.
Whoever you just named, whatever that guy name is, and Quincy Jones. Now, you would listen. You would tell me that I can't compare Prince to Quincy Jones, but you just brought up a dude name that I ain't never heard before, and go say that he got a Quincy Jones.
That helped Prince get his first
Quincy
contract.
Jones help. Not Quincy Jones help.
Right. Well, guess what? During the time where Quincy had produced for Michael Jackson and found success, Michael Jackson wasn't the only artist that Quincy was producing for. Why weren't those other artists getting Grammys, Chad? He was producing for everybody.
I'm not really talking the Grammy part, the Grammys and stuff like that. That's dope. Like that's what makes Mike Mike. Like
it's the world is
that's what puts him a step above Prince. I'm not taking you can't. The numbers don't lie. You know what I'm saying? Numbers don't lie. I can't dispute that. Music wise, the things that he was winning his Grammys for wasn't his best music. That's when MTV came in, and I can't say it enough. That's when the glove came. That's when all the dancing, he was a dancing machine. That's when you really start seeing the dance in the mic. That's when he really there's a song, and I don't know who it was, but it's a remember video kill the radio star. Y'all remember that song? That's what happened. Video is what put him a step above. That's when he started taking pictures and he got the whole arm full of awards, because the video is what started putting him out there. It had nothing to do with the music. It really didn't, because his best music was Black Mike. His best music was Black Mike.
Why didn't everybody else who was putting out videos have success then?
Because they didn't have the glove. They didn't have the you know what I'm saying? That's a huge part. The jacket, the beaded jacket. Like these it played a big part, man. And I don't want to. I swear I don't want to take away from his greatness, but you can't take that away from his greatness. You understand? I don't want to take away from his greatness, but you can't take that away from his greatness as well. That played
well, then maybe maybe since his glove was such a gimmick, then and that helped him out. Well, maybe them ruffled shirts and that black eyeliner and them eyelashes Prince used to wear, maybe that was a gimmick too that helped him sell stuff. Because he was like, well, showing my butt ain't enough. I'm gonna have to take this to the next level. So I'm gonna just start wearing women's clothes.
I'm gonna tell you what the difference is, because you halfway right. But the difference is he was still giving you bangers.
What bangers?
What? Computer Blue, Darling Nikki, that whole Purple Rain album. That wasn't a gimmicky album. Actually, Purple Rain was the biggest gimmick song on that album.
Wait a minute though. So this is what I want to say to you, and you clarify me if I'm wrong, right? So you're saying that? Are you saying that Computer Blue and Darling Nikki is anything different than?
Yes. Before you even finish, yes.
Let me tell you why I say that, right? Because Computer Blue and Darling Nikki, that doesn't appeal to us.
To who?
That doesn't appeal to us.
Us is who?
That you know who.
Darling Nikki didn't.
No, you know that didn't. It had too many highs in it. It's all highs, right? There's no
Darling Nikki. Are you really going to compare Darling Nikki to a Beat It?
What I'm saying is,
you think that was for white people?
No, what I'm saying is those songs that you name in Prince's, they have no bass in it. None.
So,
no bass. Okay, wait a minute.
That wasn't a bass era. Bass wasn't as
when have you known black people, urban people, to gravitate towards a lead guitar?
Prince,
Ernie Isley,
Eddie Hazel.
Wait a minute. No. We didn't gravitate towards Ernie Isley. We gravitated towards the Isley Brothers, right? Like it was the Isley Brothers. We didn't gravitate towards Ernie Isley.
In defense of Prince, and I know what you mean as far as bass. Are you talking about the transition from bands to the synthesized sound? And those songs really didn't have it. But in defense of Prince, he's the only artist to have a #1 song that didn't have a bass line. When Doves Cry does not even have a synth or a guitar bass, and it still went #1. So, you know, I mean, I kind of get your point, but Darling Nikki was almost a
rock
if
song.
the T-Line Crew was triple X, then Darling Nikki was like 1X, and people like listening to it because it was nasty. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Darling Nikki didn't get radio play because it was nasty.
Mike couldn't do a songs that said I knew a girl named Nikki. I guess you could say she was a sex fiend. I met her in the hotel lobby masturbating in a magazine.
Right.
That's what I was saying to where I grew with Prince. I started, you know what I mean? Because I'm in my teens at this time. So I understand, I get it. Like I said, at this time, Prince in Neverland still. Like I was able to grow. I became an adult to Prince.
But the thing is with the Prince thing is Prince has been nasty from the very beginning of his career.
100%.
Like, he didn't change it. He's been nasty.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
He's been nasty since. So it ain't like you grew with Prince. You discovered
I
him.
grew into Prince. Yeah.
Right.
I grew into it.
Whereas now you said,
and speaking of Neverland, you know, we can't talk about Neverland like it was like Nickelodeon or something.
It kind of was.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't because see,
this dude had a zoo for the kids.
No, this is the thing. He had a theme park at his mansion. His house was not a theme park. He had a theme park there. That's boss move. Like to even be able to afford that much land and property. Like that is such a boss move. Who else black had it? Not only that, but during the time where everybody was probably buying the normal things, a German Shepherd, maybe a Siamese cat. Michael Jackson had giraffes.
He had a whole zoo. He had giraffes and midgets and monkeys. Like he carried He carried Emmanuel Lewis around and shit.
That's true too. Okay, he took a likeness to Webster. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it, like who do you call to buy a peacock?
Right.
See, it's the mentality. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody else doing something normal, Michael Jackson was just mentally somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And that was a testament to what was going on within the mind of a prodigy. Mike is a prodigy on his own. You know what I'm saying? Just because he needed other people. I mean, Michael Jordan didn't win the championship by himself. He still needed Scottie and Dennis Rodman. But Michael Jordan is the GOAT. He's considered the GOAT, you know, by many.
Hey, why people always forget Horace Grant won 3-2? Like
I was about to go back to Horace Grant. I'm just not trying to make this.
He was a role player because he was a role player.
I'm not trying to make this too much of a sports conversation. I'm just using him as an analogy or a reference point. Like, okay, I can kind of get the point that you're making.
Bottom line, they both artists. They both were artists. They just have different different tools to display their artistry, right? Like they both are artists. No doubt about it. You can't take anything away from
this. We enjoyed it, having fun, you know, building it up for Saturday. But at the end of the day, Mike is Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never can take away from who Michael Jackson is. I just for me, I'm gonna go sports one more time for the sake of it. But for me, it's a LeBron Mike conversation to where you understand what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with being second. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with Mike being second. I'm just saying that he wasn't better than Prince, but that still don't say he wasn't great. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's still not saying he wasn't great.
But the world spoke up. The world spoke up. You got people that can't even speak English and they can say Michael Jackson.
But they ain't gonna be a legacy. They ain't gonna be a legacy. And that's the key. Now, if you can bring some of them Germans and all them to legacy, that's one thing. But you know what I'm saying? Then I got a problem. But when it's this inside of legacy, when it's this right here, I feel like I'm gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm gonna be all right.
I mean, you know,
they ain't gonna be a lot.
They ain't gonna be a legacy. You ain't bringing nobody from the Netherlands. You know what I mean? You bring them there, then I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
All right. I got a question to ask both of y'all before we go out of here, right? As far as we're gonna stick with singing and music, right? We're gonna stick with singing. As far as singing, who are the top 3 that you feel is the top 3 most influential artists of all time?
Singing,
Like, you know, what the same category that we in right now. We okay.
now for one, I did all this junk talking, but Mike is number 1.
Okay.
Mike is the most influential artist of our generation. You
Of
know
all
what I'm saying?
time.
All time. All time.
Okay. Who your number 2?
I don't even know if I can say Prince then. I would say Mike, Prince, and Stevie. And Prince and Stevie, I don't know what order, but
okay. Tony, you?
I don't even know, man. I mean, yeah, you know, you throw Michael Jackson in there, but I'm definitely thinking Stevie. Like when you said that, I'm definitely thinking Stevie.
Yeah.
You know, considering the fact that he couldn't even see, and he was playing and singing and playing piano and drums, and couldn't even see.
And he changed with the time.
Hey, I might disappear for a sec, but I want to come. I'm gonna come right back. I seen something, and I want to say what I seen.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
I can't really even think the third one. I'm gonna just have to. You know what? I do have the third one. It's in no particular order though, but my favorite, obviously, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, and Aretha Franklin.
Oh man, Aretha Franklin is a good, for
Aretha
voice.
Franklin, she has by some, you know, accounts and everything, like she got like in the top 5, you know, greatest song ever with R.E.S.P.C.T. That's what a lot of it. But then her body of work too, and then her voice.
My three would be is Michael Jackson, most definitely. And this is the order: Michael Jackson. I gotta go with Stevie Wonder, but I gotta go with R. Kelly, man. I gotta rock with R. Kelly. R. Kelly, you talk about hits, and not just in one genre. Not just in one genre. We talking about not just hits, but we talking about awards. We talking about records sold. Like R. Kelly was he's responsible for a lot of the R&B of the 90s.
No argument at all. And I hate that he went through what he went through, but he deserved whatever he gave. You know what I mean? Like, I can't stress that enough. But at the end of the day, it takes away from the greatness, because really, for me, R. Kelly is Prince-ish. You know what I'm saying? He's another one to where you can sit in the studio by himself and give me a hit, him a hit, you a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had hits to give away. He was just he was Tank was on Drink Champs, and he was bringing up stuff I wasn't even aware of. Like, I didn't know he did Maxwell's Fortunate. I didn't know he did Jodeci's Life.
But he didn't even do Maxwell's Fortunate, you know, because he wanted to. That was like a deal. If you want to come out, you got to give him this song. It was like this is what you got to do. It's like paying your due. You know what I mean? But I like this, and I'm looking forward. I got to work, but I'm gonna pop in during the verses and pop out. But tell everybody, Chad. I want you to tell everybody where it's gonna be and what date, and then Tony, I want you to give the rest of the information. So, Chad, on you.
We're gonna be at Legacy Event Center. Shout out to Cheryl, hosted by Dewey Ross. I can't take my apologies, Dewey. I should have said that a long time ago. Dewey is the host with the most. He gonna keep you entertained. Dewey is a monster on that mic. So hosted by Dewey. Doors open at 9:00. Show starts at 10:30. now, even though we're talking this Prince and Michael Jackson, when this is over, we're going immediately to a grown folks party. Me and Tony gonna give you the hits, and we're gonna party, we're gonna dance, we're gonna have a good time. Like I said, it's for the grown folks. So we're gonna turn up, but we ain't gonna turn up like this. You know, we're gonna whop. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a different flow. We're gonna have a real good time, man, and I'm really excited about it.
All right, Tony, your last words?
Yeah, man. Listen, Chad said it earlier. You know, we really, really are looking forward to doing this event, but we also looking forward to having support from our hometown.
Amen.
We both are from Kings Mountain, and we both are from two areas of Kings Mountain that is neighborhoods. You know, Ebenezer being the largest.
EB.
Northwoods in the house, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're looking for support. And the reason why we're looking for support is because between the two of us, we represent 45 years of entertainment as a
100%,
DJ.
100%.
Dad having 30, I having 15, both of us having a lifetime commitment and passion and ear towards great music. We study this. And again, I say again, I don't even think that we just play music. I feel like we are music. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Kings Mountain. This party is bringing people together, nostalgic. We're giving you an idea and a glimpse of what a possible Prince and Michael Jackson versus would have looked like had they still been with us. But they've transitioned and rest in power to both of them. But we really asking. I mean, it's Father's Day weekend, it's Juneteenth weekend, and we asking the people that have started out with us from childhood up until now. We asking for our friends and family. We asking for coworkers or customers. We asking for, you know, the support of the people who can say for themselves, I've seen Chad. I've seen Chad when he had house speakers. I've seen Chad when he was DJing in Pine Manor. I've seen Tony DJ out of a Nissan Altima. You know what I'm saying? We asking for the support of the people. We're not asking for likes and shares. I mean, we appreciate that. But a like and share is, I mean, you know, you can like some in a split second and scroll on to somewhere else.
That's a good point.
We thank you for taking notice to the point that you do like it. We thank you for even sharing it. But no, we asking, like, we real deal asking for support for Kings Mountain. We want all the support that we can get. We definitely want Gaston in the surrounding area. But being that we sons from Kings Mountain, like, yeah, to me, I'm expecting to see a whole lot of Grover, Ebenezer, Cancer Street, Hilltop, Northwoods, Paris Drive, you name it. Like, and I'm calling all these places out specifically. Like, I'm just looking forward to seeing Kings Mountain, because I'm gonna tell you now, and this goes to Chad first. But when you look at DJing and the impact of DJing in this region, 30 years for one man, 30 years, 15 for myself, you know what I'm saying? Now that is combined, we done been all over the place DJing. We've DJed out of state. We've DJed for people who don't know us and they love us after the fact. You know what I'm saying? And so when we do something at home, which is few and far between, because after this, I don't know when the next time, I mean, I'm hoping that we could set a monthly residency up there at Legacy, but I'm doing different things. I don't know when the next time is going to be, especially, I ain't even going to say that, but let's just say that as we expect it to go well and it goes well, I'm hopeful for the next month to be able to do this. But up until this point, I have not had time to do anything around here. So for everyone that asks, well, when you go do something here now, well, I'm doing something now, and I ain't even by myself with it. I got a juggernaut with me. So, you know, yeah, Kings Mountain, this is a call for Kings Mountain. We ask for your support. Straight up, straight like that.
Very good point. Very good point. Especially the likes thing. Especially a good point with the likes. People, you can get 1,000 likes and 10 people to show up. You know what I'm saying? You can get 1,000 likes and 10 people to show up, because it's so easy to hit the like button and keep scrolling. That's a very good point.
Hey, you know what though? You know what I learned though? If you're doing what you love, it don't matter. Right? Like if you're doing what you love, it don't matter. Now
it matters to me. It matters to me.
It's certain. I get what you're saying. So sometimes it don't matter. This one matters to me.
No, this one I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you
this
why
one
this
is
matters.
special to me. It
Because Chad is coming off of an event. Chad really could have done his event Saturday
and went home
and rested.
Yeah.
Because none of the party goers know what it's like carrying speakers and equipment.
Yeah, I'm breaking down,
setting it up,
going straight.
Yeah, setting it up, and then standing up for 4 hours to rock the party, then breaking it down and packing it back up. He could really go home and rest. Now, me personally, I'm off Saturday, but I got to set the whole club up.
Oh,
so yeah, it's gonna take me about 2. It's gonna take me about 2 hours. I got speakers that weigh 90 pounds. I got speakers that weigh 60 pounds. I'm putting forth energy, the life force that's within me, to come together with a great one in order to give entertainment to the people. Trust us with it. Like, if we have not proven ourselves after 45 years collectively, like, come on, really? Like, do you honestly think we would still be doing this 45 years later if we hadn't already proven ourselves?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who does that? Yeah. And so, again, we moving heavy equipment. Let me tell you what happens after this show right here. When everybody, let's just say everybody leaves at 2 o'clock. I leave at 4 o'clock. And then when I get home and go to sleep, I'm probably going to wake up cramping. Yeah. So if I'm going to be cramping and putting forth an effort to provide clean, fun, and entertainment, playing hit music, we're not playing music from whoever. This is world-renowned, iconic music, followed up by both of us at the same time. Rocking a part. When the last time you seen that?
Yeah. That's why it's like I do, I feel you, Deanie, the world. We're gonna have a good time. Honestly, if it's just me and Tony in there, we're gonna have a good time. But I would really like to see.
You know what? For me, I think it's for me is that as you know, I was an artist at one time. You know what I mean? And as an artist, it's like, whatever I did, I'm doing it because I like to do it, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I understand you and Tony's point. Like, it's entertainment and you're doing what you love, but you're also doing some stuff that you don't love, which is hauling speakers, setting
the preparation.
up.
The preparation.
Yeah. Like, you don't know DJ like doing that.
Mm-hmm. The worst part of the job.
That's the worst part. No DJ like doing that. But when everything is set up, and ready to go, I know y'all like LeBron James on the court. Like this is my domain right here. Nobody can really.
Even if we playing in the bubble and it ain't no crowd, I'm still give you this triple double. You know what
I mean? And that's why I say if you're doing what you love, it don't matter. Now that doesn't mean that it can't hurt you if you're doing what you love and you invest in your time and your moolah. Mm-hmm. And so I can understand that it mattering in that aspect, but from a purely artistic point of view, if you're doing what you love, like, and you had a good time, don't really matter. Mm-hmm. And I think both of y'all gonna have a good time. Y'all gonna give the people what they want. And I told Tony earlier today, just for the fact that y'all doing it, and this is the thing, like, we from a town of literally 10,000 people. That's it. 10,000 people. And a town of 10,000 people produced 2 DJs that were willing to do a versus between 2 of the most iconic artists of all time, right? Even Charlotte DJs didn't think of that.
And just real quick, that's another reason why I really want this to work well, because you guys have no idea what me and Tony been we got laid. Like it's
Right.
the tip. It's just the tip of the iceberg. We just want to see how this works. If this works the way we expect it to work, forget about it, man. Like,
Yeah.
forget about it.
What's to come afterwards? Like, oh my gosh.
Forget about it.
Hey, and the thing about it is, what's to come afterwards, whether people figure this out or not, I'm still not dropping names. But what's to come afterwards, you know what I'm saying, hadn't even been done yet on the Real Versus.
None of
platform.
none of
You know what I'm
them
saying?
have been done.
So yeah, so we don't even
None
have
of
to
them.
piggyback the verses as far as what they have already done. We ain't even touched that, and we really honestly talked about 5 months.
Hey, nope.
I'm just you're right.
We're gonna say right
Yeah,
here.
you're right.
We're gonna say right here with it. Like this is and trust me, I don't care what y'all got planned after this. Ain't none of it bigger than this.
Nah.
Hey, and let me say to the audience as well.
Once we leave here, we're gonna give you a couple. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll give you a couple because it's some.
And none of them have been done.
None of them have. Yeah, but just know this. You know, in my defense of Michael Jackson, for those who don't know, like Michael Jackson was my first favorite anything ever in my life. So it just goes without saying. But make no mistake, even with my back and forth with Taz, don't act like I don't know who Prince is. Because on God and on everything I love, listening to Prince music last night had me pacing the floor.
Yeah.
Yep, scratching my head. Yeah. And low key, like 99% of me is with it. Let's get it done. Let's do it. Michael Jackson, let's do it. But that 1% was like, boy.
I told on myself, and look, Best Kept hit me and was like, stop putting your ideas out there because I
can't do nothing with it anyway.
Yeah, I was putting some of my stride, and Rodney hit me, and that's what when I told y'all I'll be back. Rodney hit me, and he was like, the Purple Rain credits compared to the Thriller credits is no comparison. But I know we so late in.
Hold on.
Yeah. I was getting hits while we were talking. I've been getting hits, and I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's real. Like you got.
I don't understand that. What does that mean? What do you mean? I don't understand that.
If you go to Purple Rain, if you check the Purple Rain credits, the whole album will say written, produced, and arranged by. Mm-hmm. And then I had one name. You go to Thriller.
Maybe Prince should have got more people, and then he probably would have got some Grammys if he'd have got more people.
Now don't play with Purple Rain. don't play with Purple Rain now.
Hey, there's so many songs on there I ain't got no answer for. Straight up, it's not. I've been hitting my hand against the wall and everything, and I ain't even gonna say the name of the song. But I'm talking about my customers, like in here in the barbershop, they let me be me, right? And they like, Tone, ooh, just I've had something to say, just chalk it up. Like, you're not gonna win that round.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to the music lovers, because I know we got to go, man. But to the music lovers, I want to say this. I want to apologize in advance because I know music lovers want to hear B-sides, unreleased. You know what I'm saying? But I can't give you that because I got to give you the 20 that's more the top 20. You know what I'm saying? Really love to give you the ones that 70% of the crowd gonna stand back like, what the hell is that? What is he playing? But 30% is like, ooh, that's it. But I'm headed more to the 70 than the 30. So I don't want you to think that I'm selling out by playing Purple Rain instead of Ballad of Dorothy Parker. But you know,
I want to say this in regards to both of y'all. I'm sitting there listening to y'all, right? And this battle is really a commensurate of y'all two style too. Like if it really shows the difference in y'all two style. Like Chad, I know you more of a, I found this track and I know y'all like it, so here, you know what I mean? Like
100%.
here, right? Whereas
I want to
Tony,
introduce you to it.
right? Whereas Tony, he liked those tracks too. He liked those tracks as well, but he's more to the point to where, okay, I like these tracks, but these tracks are fire. I don't care, you know, these tracks are fire, not because they're on the radio, not because they're popular, but because they're fire.
They're fire, yeah.
Right? They're fire. And as a DJ, like I always have pictured you as a Lyricist Lounge type DJ, Chad. Right?
I'll take that as a compliment. Yeah, that's who I am. That's who I am. That's who I am. That's who I am.
DJ can't DJ that setting.
Right, yeah. Exactly. Like, no, don't get me wrong. It's still skill involved in that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not taking anything from, but a Lyricist Lounge DJ is more instrument based.
Right.
Like it funky, melodic. You know what I mean? Like in all those
soulful, very soulful. That is definitely very soulful. Yeah.
And so when I'm looking at this battle, I'm looking at both of y'all, and I'm saying this battle is like, it's really a difference in styles. It's like, you know, like you got on your shirt, it's like Wu-Tang versus Shaolin type. You know what I mean? Like it's a difference in styles and
Wu-Tang versus house music.
That was dope. I meant to tell you earlier. That's a dope shirt.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And the crazy thing about it is that, Chad, you are hip hop, neo soul, R&B based DJ. That's where you came out of. I know it because I was right there with you. That's where you were. We did Lords of the Underground, and you know what I mean, like that type of style. Tony is more of an R&B, house music, right? I love house music, and more of a, like, Tony is a singer. He like melodies, harmonies. He likes songs that have all the elements. Whereas me and you had a bass line, a funky beat, maybe some type of horns or something back there. And as long as it grew, as long as it grew, and Prince was sort of like that too. Like, I'm gonna put you in a groove. It may not be a groove that you're familiar with, but it's still a groove.
It's still a groove. Right?
It's still a groove. Whereas Michael Jackson was, I'm gonna get you excited.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have you pass out. Why I just stand here and pose for about 3 minutes?
Y'all, listen, man. I'm anxious to see this versus. I wish I could be there because I would record it and air it live. You know what I mean?
That won't, yeah, but you know that ain't gonna happen. We can't even go live. I mean, thank you for your willingness, but yeah, they ain't gonna let us go live with that. We'll just have to record it and just keep it for ourselves.
They'll cut us off first on. They'll cut us off first.
Nah, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all speaking from what y'all don't know about. You're not. I am syndicated on an internet radio station, brother.
Oh,
okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Oh, we thinking you going live like we would go live. Okay,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Just
we are not the same. We are not the same. Pardon me. Okay.
I am associated with Spin Wax Radio, and they have the FCC license. So, you know, I air you on Spin Wax Radio. Ain't no restrictions on that.
Oh, that's hard right there.
Yeah, they got their FCC license, so they can play whatever they want to play. I just haven't used it yet because, you know, I had asked somebody when I first started my podcast to be my in-house DJ, and I don't know what happened. It was, you know, I don't know what happened to that, but it was just somebody I know that I asked to do that.
Man.
You know, and
we'll get it worked out.
Yeah, it just.
We get it. My bad. We get it worked out.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh.
And wait a minute, and it was both of y'all. So if we gonna be real, it was both.
Yeah. Hey, because when he said it, I was like, "Who's he talking to? Was it me or Tony?"
It was both of y'all. Yeah. But I understand. Like I completely understand. But I'm proud of both of you. I'm proud of what y'all doing musically, professionally, and as men.
Thank you.
And man, just keep bringing people stuff like this that they might not, maybe they thought about, but no one was ever able to bring it into fruition. Just keep doing that, man. Just keep doing that, because I know the people are gonna have a good time. Y'all gonna have people all the way up to the event talking about who's better, Michael Jackson or Prince.
Right. We get it already. I've been going back and forth with a couple of people, you know what I'm saying, and I enjoy it, you know what I'm saying, and people telling me what I should play, and I'm like, nah, that part don't talk to me about. I got that, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I've been having a conversation as well, so yeah, it's gonna be good.
So, and I think ultimately, really honestly, even though we're putting it up as a battle, and during the time of the battle, it's a real battle. But this is a celebration, man.
Celebration.
And really, at the end of the night, with us coming together, we're not Lone Rangers. We coming together. You know how Voltron came together? And Voltron, when he was Voltron, and he did his thing, like, we're trying to come together like a Voltron. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, we're just going to make sure that the music wins, that the people are entertained.
And I know y'all still got your Beat It jackets put up back in your closet. And that leather glove I've been talking about the whole time. I've been talking about that leather glove. I mean that sparkly glove. I know you got it.
Yeah.
Bring it out. You know what I'm saying?
Bring it on.
Rep who you repping. You know what I'm saying? If you got something purple and you repping Prince, wear something purple. You know.
What about some stacks? If you got some stacks.
If you got assless jeans. If you got the jeans with no.
Hey, well, no, just make sure that the stacks, they come up past your knee and that they got glitter on them. Hey, we're also going to have, this is the last thing, we're also going to have signature drinks, you all. We're going to have signature drinks. We're going to have the Purple Rain, which is, first of all, I didn't know this until this week. Chad Spriggs.
Don't tell them just tell them the name of the drink.
Yeah, signature drinks that Chad came up with because he's a bartender. It's his ingredient. So what you're going to get his mix. You're going to get his mix on the music. You're going to get his mix at the bar. You know what I'm saying? And it's a signature drink. It's called the Purple Rain. I have a signature drink. It's called the Smooth Criminal. So, and from 9 o'clock to the 10:30 when it all starts, we have a video that'll be playing, and music, which will be a mix from Chad, followed by my mix, to keep the people entertained. But we're going to utilize the screen there at Legacy. Shout out Cheryl Littlejohn. You know what I'm saying? We're going to use the screen there and the projector. Yeah, big shout. We're going to use the projector and everything. And it's going to be something pretty nice, a nice build up, increase the anticipation, from what you see, hear, and what you taste. So, yeah, it's on, y'all.
Okay, that's what's up. So, look, man, thank y'all both. Thank y'all both for coming in on the BRI. It was a perfect way to
I enjoyed it.
New season, man. You know what I mean? So, everybody, DJ Taz Infy and DJ Tony Cutlass.
Great.
Hey, brothers, y'all stay on. Let me close out and just stay right here for a minute. Chad, do you got to go to work?
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay. All right. So let me do this and I'll come right back to y'all. All right. So check this out. That's Saturday. This Saturday, I did the flyer and everything. This Saturday, June 18th at Legacy Event Center, man. They're going to be doing the versus battle. Prince versus Michael Jackson, the symbol versus the icon. It's going to be a good versus. So if you ain't doing nothing and you're in the area, make sure you go check them out. And speaking of Juneteenth. This week, the BRI will be launching an initiative that will involve a variety of, well, not a variety of things, but one thing in particular. I'm going to come back tomorrow and dedicate an entire show to this initiative. And I'm going to announce it, and I need y'all to be here. But until then, always remember, in order for you to receive a blessing, you must first be a blessing. And with that, peace.
What's up? I am Negus Denoris Wilson of the Black Research Institute, and you can listen to me every Monday at 5 p.m. right here on the ultimate platform of music and talk entertainment, Spinwax Radio. Peace.